What's going on, freedom fighters? What's going on, freedom fighters? This is Attorney Gerald Griggs, 13th president of the Georgia State Conference, and we're here for an update on some eventful things that are happening in the state of Georgia. Many of you have heard about the insensitive racial incident that occurred in Fayette County. I'm going to talk a little bit about that and an update from the Fayette County NAACP. And we've also heard about the situation that's happening on HBCU campuses, both in the state of Georgia and now an incident that's happened at Tennessee State University. And I want to update you on that and make sure you are aware of what we're asking all of our units and all of our HBCUs to do in response to what's happening. But first, I want to talk about the incident that happened at Fayette County Board of Education in response to the situation that happened at Whitewater High School. And this was brought to me by the Fayette County NAACP, and I want to play a bit of the video from the case.
A photo taken at Whitewater High School volleyball game goes viral.
All right, so several families and local NAACP leaders are calling it offensive. They also say it's an example of blackface. Now, we have blurred the picture here that was taken at the volleyball game last week, showing people with their faces and bodies painted black with the name of a player spelled out on their shirts. On Monday, the president of the Fayette County NAACP said the photo was painful for many families. You also see State Representative Derek Jackson there among the group. And at the school board meeting, a man read a statement on behalf of the people in the picture saying it actually was meant as a gesture of support.
There was no racial intent behind the actions. As soon as those involved came out, administration asked them to remove it from their faces, and they did so willingly.
I got a notice that said, oh, they had a blackout game. Well, blackout just simply means wearing black, not on your face.
The Fayette County superintendent says it is unacceptable. He's also apologizing. He also assured the community that they are reviewing their code of conduct and will train staff on how to better handle these types of situations.
So that was comments from the superintendent. And we also saw this president as well as the vice president of the NAACP supported by State Representative Derek Jackson. And so I want to applaud them for coming out and having a strong stance against this. They were at the Board of Education meeting. We heard from several members of the NAACP. And we also heard from several parents. You heard from one of the individuals trying to excuse the incident that occurred at Whitewater High School. And of course, there's no way you can justify the wearing of blackface, the painting of blackface, the wearing of the afros that were worn in the photos. And so we want to make sure that all of us understand that we are in a racially insensitive time and that we must stand up and speak truth to power anywhere these incidents occur. And I want to give you an update. I've been in direct communications with President Pratt, who has been on this case since the first airing of the photos, which are circulating around the internet. You'll be able to see the photos in a few minutes, but he wants to let us know that he met with the superintendent about this incident and has been assured that the individuals that were depicted in the photos have been banned from all activities at Fayette County High School, as well as the students. And he couldn't go into direct information about the punishments handed down to the students because of federal violations and rules. But they have been punished either with in-school suspension or out-of-school suspension for this incident of blackface. And so we wanted to make sure that people understood that this was taken very seriously by the NAACP and all parties involved and engaged. There was a press conference that was mentioned on Monday, and they did appear at the school board meeting to make sure that the voice of the NAACP on this matter was heard clearly. But here is a picture from the Citizen newspaper, and I'm going to show this on the screen. So here is the picture of the blackface incident. As you can see, these individuals are wearing what appears to be the name of someone associated with Whitewater High School, and they are wearing blackface with afros and smiling for the cameras. Now, soon after they appeared at the incident, they were removed from the school, and this is what caused the uproar with the school system and the need for the NAACP to get engaged. As you can see, they had a name spelled out on their shirts here, and they were wearing afros and fully face painted black in some attempt to say that they were there to support a student. Now, again, given the history of the use of blackface, this is an insensitive situation that had to be handled appropriately by the NAACP. And so this is what we're talking about. Again, the update from the Fayette County NAACP was that these individuals have been banned from the Fayette County School District for outside curricular activities, and that individuals who were part of the school, the students, have been punished in some sort of way. Of course, we can't report on what happened because of federal violations of their FERPA rights, but we want to make sure that information was brought directly to you so you can know what's happening in real time. There also was an incident that occurred up in Tennessee State at Tennessee State University, where members of a group came onto campus and were trying to engage in a, I guess, freedom of speech debate or some sort of engagement on campus. The reason why I'm bringing it to your attention is because we are seeing a rise in this type of activity on HBCU campuses. And of course, Georgia is the home of a lot of HBCUs, and we want to make sure that our HBCUs understand that they have the support of the state conference of the NAACP, and we will make sure that we are abreast of what's happening on campus. And so I'm going to share this screen with you so you can know what happened at Tennessee State. So at Tennessee State, a group wearing MAGA hats and inflammatory signs came onto the campus, and you can see the video recordings here of law enforcement escorting these individuals off of campus. They were not an authorized group to be on campus, and they were engaging in what some would consider an attempt to debate students about different political issues that are happening of the day. Here's what the Tennessean is reporting. A group wearing Make America Great hats carrying signs with inflammatory messages were removed from the campus of Tennessee State, a historically Black and public school in Nashville. The group appeared around campus on 3 p.m. September 23rd, according to the Facebook page of the Nashville chapter of the NAACP. The group was called the Fearless Debates and carried signs that said DEI should be illegal and deport all illegals now, according to their post. They attempted to draw students into a conversation centered on these messages, which were framed as a debate but functioned as provocation. On a statement posted on the TSU Facebook page, the group was unaffiliated with the university and not authorized to be there. Campus police and staff responded, and the group was escorted off of grounds without issue. Further, at all times, Tennessee State students conducted themselves in professional and respectful manner. The Tennessee State statement read, the safety and well-being of its students and faculty and staff remain as highest priority. TSU will continue to uphold university policies and ensure the campus remains a safe, welcoming, and orderly environment for all members. Advocates were infuriated by and alarmed by the response of this group. Social media accounts that appeared to belong to this group stated they were inspired by Charlie Kirk and Turning Point USA founder, who was shot in Utah Valley University back on September the 10th. The group posted on social media that they appeared at TSU. The TSU president, Dwayne Tucker, told the Tennessean an investigation is underway into how the group gained access to the campus, and he said he plans to host meetings with students in the days to come to discuss what happened. The Nashville chapter of the NAACP said it was infuriated and alarmed that the group like this one visited TSU are targeting historically Black colleges and universities and HBCUs with rhetoric that echoes a long history of exclusion, racism, and systemic oppression. The chapter urged other HBCUs, NAACP partners, and Black leaders to be vigilant and prepared for more activity by the group and others like it. And that's why I'm bringing this to the attention of the Georgia State Conference. We have to be extra and hyper vigilant for situations like this. We've already received information about HBCUs in Georgia who were faced with bomb threats and all other types of threats. I've spoken directly with students on campus, and they've said that they've had these type of groups on campus. That was not at HBCU, it was at historically predominantly white institution when I heard about that. But we also understand that there's potentially could be situations at Georgia HBCUs. And so I'm asking people to be hyper vigilant and hyper aware of these type of groups. Now, again, we are all for First Amendment freedom of expression. But when groups do not have the permission of the university and are trying to engage in debate tactics to get students distracted from the educational environment and trying to get them into a viral I got you moment, we want to make sure, one, that the universities are aware of this, two, that there's a plan, three, if they are going to allow these groups on campus, that there is a free speech zone that's away from the students so the students can enjoy the educational process, can be focused on their studies and not engage in this type of behavior that potentially could be inflammatory. We also are concerned about, of course, what happened at Delta State, and the Mississippi NAACP is investigating that. But we want to make sure our students have a learning and welcoming environment that is positive and that their educational progress is of foremost importance to the university. So we wanted to bring this to your attention. We have received word from other state conferences that these things are happening. We received word from some of the youth and college campuses, chapters that have seen this happen on their campus. We want to strongly urge them not to engage, to focus on their studies, to make sure that they're safe. If these groups escalate, please report them to local authorities or to the administration so we can return to a safe environment that is inclusive and that fosters an educational process, which is why many of these students are on campus, to make sure they learn. So if there is an incident like this, please report it to your local administration. Of course, report it to your local NAACP. We will be responding in kind to make sure that everyone is safe on campus and that we don't receive these type of situations in Georgia. So I just wanted to come on here and update you on the things that are happening in the state conference, around the state conference, and make sure we understand that in this hyper-vigilant time, we will remain safe. We will continue to foster the principles and aims of this great association, and we will respond to any incidents that occur in our state. I'm Attorney Gerald Griggs, president of the Georgia State Conference. This was an update to make sure you're aware of what's happening in Georgia in real time. If you need us, please reach out to us. And also, if you have not already secured your registration for our state conference convention, which will be October the 9th through the 11th in Atlanta, College Park to be exact, at the Gateway Marriott, please go ahead and do that. It's on the website. Go to Georgia NAACP/state convention, order your tickets, make sure you're there. We're going to have a great time learning and continuing the work of the Georgia State Conference. So again, wanted to bring this update to you. Stay hyper vigilant. We will continue to do the work of the Georgia State Conference, and I'll see you in the next update.